Local TV station shut down after this final broadcast. There are tapes you're not supposed to find. Not because they're classified, but because no one wants to remember they exist. This one came from a local TV station in a town so small it barely appears on modern maps. A station that shut down quietly in the early 2000s. No scandal, no explanation, just gone. The building still stands, boarded up. A rusted antenna frozen in place, pointing toward a sky that no longer listens. And yet, the final broadcast survived. I used to work in media archiving, old commercials, defunct news stations, forgotten weather alerts. Most of it was boring. Static, color bars, sign-offs with smiling anchors wishing viewers a good night. This tape wasn't labeled, just a handwritten note on the case. Do not rebroadcast. Naturally, I watched it. The tape opens the way most late-night broadcasts used to. A soft hum. The station logo fading in and out. Time code flickering in the corner. It's just after midnight. The familiar news desk appears. Two anchors sit side by side. Middle-aged, professionally dressed, smiling just a little too rigidly. Behind them is the weather map. Except the map is wrong. The outlines of states are distorted. Borders don't line up. Rivers bend in ways they shouldn't. At first, I thought it was a signal error. Then the male anchor begins to speak. Good evening. If you're watching this broadcast, we ask that you remain calm. That's never how local news starts. His voice is steady, but his hands are gripping the desk too tightly. His knuckles are white. The woman beside him keeps smiling, but her eyes dart off camera every few seconds, like she's waiting for someone to interrupt. We're experiencing technical difficulties tonight, she says. Her voice trembles just slightly. The screen flickers. For half a second, the studio lights dim, and in the reflection of the desk, I swear I see more people standing behind the cameras than should be there. Then it's gone. The male anchor continues. Authorities have advised us to remain on air for as long as possible. That sentence doesn't make sense. Authorities usually tell stations to go off the air. He clears his throat. If you are at home, please lock your doors. Turn off exterior lights. Do not look outside unless instructed. The woman nods, still smiling. A bead of sweat runs down her temple. The weather map changes, not to temperatures, not to radar. It shows the town. Aerial view. Street names begin appearing one by one, slowly highlighting in red. The woman gestures toward it. These areas have already experienced the event, she says. She pauses. If you are in a red zone, you are no longer required to shelter. The man turns to her sharply. She stops smiling. There's a sound in the background now. Low, almost like breathing. The camera zooms in slightly on the anchors' faces, as if something behind the camera forced it closer. The male anchor leans forward. We have been told not to describe what is happening. He swallows. But we can tell you this. It is not weather-related. It is not a chemical spill. And it is not violent in the way you think. The lights flicker again. This time, longer. When they come back on, the woman's chair is empty. The man doesn't react. He keeps reading. We are receiving reports that individuals are responding to the sound. He pauses. If you hear knocking, do not answer. A faint knocking echoes through the studio. 3 slow taps. Behind him. The camera begins to shake. Not violently, like someone is bumping into the tripod. The man's voice lowers. They can mimic voices. They can use familiar faces. The knocking turns into scratching. The microphone picks it up clearly. The man finally looks off camera. His eyes widen. For the first time, fear breaks through his composure. We're being told this will be our final broadcast. A calm voice suddenly speaks from off-screen. Not the woman. Someone else. Read the statement. The man nods quickly. He reaches under the desk, pulling out a sheet of paper with trembling hands. If you are watching, and you believe you are alone, you are not. The scratching stops. Silence fills the studio. Then, the woman's voice comes from behind him. Why won't you look at me? The camera feed glitches violently now. Frames skip. Colors bleed. For a single frame, just one, I see something standing where the woman should be. Tall, bent wrong. Face stretched into a mockery of her smile. The man screams. The audio cuts, but the video keeps rolling. Emergency text scrolls across the bottom of the screen. This station is ceasing operations immediately. The camera tips sideways. The studio lights go out one by one. In the darkness, shapes move. Too many. The final image freezes on the empty news desk. Then the broadcast tone plays. Long, flat, end of tape. I sat there for a long time after it ended. The room felt crowded. I told myself it was just an elaborate hoax, a prank, an experimental broadcast. But here's the problem. That town, it still exists. But the station's call letters were scrubbed from records. No employee lists, no incident reports. And when I looked up old census data, the population dropped by nearly half. Overnight. Last night, my TV turned on by itself. Static filled the screen. Then a familiar desk appeared. 2 anchors sat there, smiling, waiting, and beneath them, scrolling slowly in red text. If you are watching this broadcast, please remain calm.